cold wind bit into Arjun's face as he walked. He could feel his heart beating faster, but he refused to turn back. He told himself it was just the wind, just a trick of the mind. Suddenly, he arrived at the edge of the woods. There it was, the old, crumbling stone structure of the well, looking like a jagged tooth against the dark sky. The air around it felt impossibly heavy and still. He pulled out his small plastic flashlight and clicked it on. The beam flickered weakly, barely cutting through the thick darkness. He took one step closer, then another. Tick, tick, tick. His watch showed exactly midnight. And then, the air shattered. From the pitch-black depths of the earth, a sound drifted up. It wasn't the wind, it was a raspy, trembling gasp, followed by a soft, heartbreaking sob. "Mother, please save me." Arjun froze. Every logical thought he had ever had vanished in a second. The voice sounded incredibly real, terribly close, and completely desperate. He had a choice. He could run back to the safety of his warm bed, or he could step to the very edge and shine his light down into the dark. What a well! As Arjun approached the well, an uneasy feeling filled his chest. Everything was silent. Then suddenly, he heard it. A child crying. It was soft at first. Then it grew louder. "Mother, please help me." Arjun froze. The voice sounded real. Very real. It wasn't the sound of the wind, and it wasn't an animal. It was a child. Gathering his courage, he stepped closer and looked down into the well. At first, he saw only darkness. Then, something moved. A small figure appeared below, a little boy standing at the bottom of the well. His clothes were torn, his skin was pale, and his eyes were completely white. Arjun screamed and stumbled backward. When he looked again, the boy was gone. The discovery. The next morning, Arjun told his grandfather everything. Instead of laughing, the old man became serious, very serious. He disappeared into a storage room and returned with an old diary that belonged to Arjun's great-grandfather. Inside was a shocking entry written 30 years earlier. It described a young boy named Ravi who had disappeared without explanation. The entire village believed Ravi had accidentally fallen into the well, but no body was ever found. The mystery remained unsolved. Arjun realized the child he had seen looked exactly like the description in the diary. Could it really be Ravi? The dark secret. Determined to solve the mystery, Arjun began investigating. He spoke to the elderly villagers, but most refused to discuss the past. They looked terrified whenever Ravi's name was mentioned. Finally, one old woman revealed something strange. "Ravi didn't fall," she whispered. He was pushed. Before Arjun could ask any more questions, she walked away into the shadows. Now the mystery had become even darker. Who pushed Ravi? And why? As Arjun dug deeper, he uncovered a terrible secret. 30 years earlier, a wealthy village leader had been involved in illegal land deals. Ravi had accidentally witnessed something he wasn't supposed to see. The boy threatened to tell the truth. The village leader panicked. One night, Ravi disappeared. The case was covered up. Everyone remained silent out of fear. The official story became that Ravi had fallen into the well. But the truth was much worse. Someone had murdered him. Arjun knew what he had to do. He gathered evidence and convinced several villagers to accompany him to the well. At midnight, they arrived carrying lanterns. The air felt heavy. The temperature suddenly dropped. Then the crying began again. Everyone heard it. This time, there was no doubt. The voice echoed through the darkness. "Tell them the truth." Suddenly, a powerful wind swept across the area. The lanterns flickered, and the ghostly figure of Ravi appeared near the well. The villagers stood frozen in fear. Overcome with guilt, the former village leader finally confessed. For 30 years, he had hidden the truth. Tears rolled down his face as he admitted everything. The moment he confessed, something incredible happened. The crying stopped. The wind disappeared. Ravi's ghost smiled. For the first time, Peace appeared on his face. Slowly, his figure began fading into the night. Before disappearing completely, he looked toward Arjun, almost as if saying thank you. Then he was gone, forever. The next morning, the entire village gathered near the old well. A memorial was built for Ravi. His story was finally told. His name was no longer forgotten. And from that day forward, no one ever heard the crying again. The well remained there, silent, peaceful. Its terrible secret had finally been set free. Moral: the truth can be buried for years, but it can never stay hidden forever. And sometimes, justice arrives from the most unexpected